What's up, cousin? How are you
What's
this
up,
evening?
cuz? I'm good.
Every everything, yeah, everything is all good. Glad to be here. I had to do it in a different fashion, different environment this week due to a seminar that's actually going to help us get better in what we do.
All right.
And I will give the message. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, um, so the way we're going to do it this week, right? And I'm trying to get my stuff together over here because it's a little weird and it's like I have a little delay, but it's good, and we're gonna make it work. So this week we're gonna be talking about older men dating younger women and older women dating younger men. But before we even start that, you got to kick it off with your thing, sweet mom. You smiling too much again this week. What's up with that? Huh?
The topic. Just the topic. I'm just listening.
Okay. All right. So, um, you know how you kick it off. You kick it off in a mental health fashion to see where we are. So, and by the way, thank you for the dope show the other day that we had. That was a very dope show, very fun show.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to make sure y'all check us out on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for the Brutally Honest Rap Show. I'm sure y'all can find somewhere in your heart to enjoy. It's entertainment, but it's serious entertainment, and we're judging and reviewing other artists' music. So, because let's back to where you start off with your mental check.
All right. Greetings and salutations, Street Tactic Radio Tactians. We are here for our Friday night conversation with Creek, with myself, Sweet Mama, and executive producer Creeks. So today is Friday, March the 10th, 2023 at 10 o'clock ish.
What's the pause?
We waiting for our issues. So,
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
thank
tighten you up
you.
this one. You're gonna see. Go
Um,
ahead.
yeah. So thank you all for coming in. Make sure you still like, click, subscribe, and share the podcast. When you hit the notification bell, you will hear all the bing, and you will hear our time, especially Wednesdays and Fridays, and more shows to come soon. So thank you all for coming in for our relationship show Friday kickoff. So when we start off with our mental health check from 1 through 5. Five being your most fabulousness, and one, you need self care and self help. Make sure that you go into the chat and drop your numbers. We're looking for you to be a five at best, but if not, hopefully by the end of the show, you will make that five plus plus plus. Thank you so much, and I know who it probably is. Brother in law. Good
Brother
evening.
in the building. We gotta shout him out.
Yep, I
Shouts out
thought
to
Bayliner.
Bayliner in the
Yep.
building.
She beat brother-in-law Tony. I know it's probably Bayliner. Thank you all for coming in. Our regular assistant co-host and host. So thank y'all for coming in. Tony's at a 4 and Bayliner is at a 5. Thank you all for that rating. So Creep, what your little snazzy hat on? This is
Yes,
Snazzy
man.
Hat Friday. What's going on with you? How you?
Yeah, yeah. You know how we do it. It's a family thing. Um, I'm feeling good. I mean, I feel as though, we are making improvements in the shows and everything. And shout out to Miss J just pulled up in the building with the 4. We appreciate you participating on a weekly and participating in mental health check. Hopefully it'll be a 5, like Sweet Mama G said, when it comes to all of you guys. But
Mhm.
well, Bayliner gave us the 5, so that's awesome. So now, what I was going to say was, I'm a 5, cousin. I'm a 5. I'm a 5 all day. I have no complaints. When things come about, it can, sometimes they can be looked at as a problem, but it's all about the attitude that you take to deal with it, and that problem just becomes just another thing. And when you take care of it, you move past it. And if you can't take care of it, move past it, deal with it later. You know what I mean? Make sure you deal with it. So me, I'm a 5. I have nothing to complain about. I'm blessed. I can eat every day when I need to, and I have a roof over my head, so I'm absolutely blessed.
All
Now,
right.
how about you, Cuzzy?
We're gonna do the church round clap. Yes. So
Oh,
I look
word.
like a five, but I don't feel like a five, but I'm gonna be a five. I'm a five because I'm almost. Oh, I thought you said horny day. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, Baylana. She a five because it's almost her birthday, her born day. I'm happy to be here to see a new chapter. Yes, every day is a new chapter, new adventure, and definitely your annual anniversary of your birth. Thank you so much for Baylana. When your
Right.
birthday, Baylana, so we can shout you out. Let us know. Drop it if you want to.
Yeah,
And
and new chapter. Shout out to you on that. I just had my new chapter as well. So March is moving forward month. You know what I mean? So I can't hate on the March. I hit a half a honey. I'm good with it. I'm straight. So
March the 11th, so 12 midnight. We probably gonna be on here. We'll wish you happy birthday at
no, because
12:01.
we, you know what? In this seminar, I'm gonna tell you what I learned. Now I'll keep it off screen, but we gonna do some slick stuff here. But you got Miss J say happy early new chapter, Baylana. So that's awesome. And Baylana said March 11th, and today
The 10th.
is
So
okay. The
12
10th.
midnight.
So yeah. Oh, okay. All right. That's what we talking about.
Yeah.
So now, so sweet cousin.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we're doing the older women dating younger men and older men dating younger women, right? So in today's society is very different when it comes to relationships, or is it? We're living in the day and time now where relationships come in a variety. Man with which is how it's supposed to, a man and woman, and which is how it's supposed to be. And then also you have a woman with woman and a man with a man and older women with younger men and older men with younger women. But this evening we are going to speak on the older women and the younger men and the older men with younger women. All right, that's how we're going to do this day. Oh, you're breaking out the shades already. Okay, all right, Cuzzy, that's how you play. So anyway, um,
Mm-mm.
we're gonna start straight on the older women, right? Older women, because a lot of the older women seem to, uh, I remember growing up, and you would have a lot of older women. It's almost like they don't want to let go of their youth. You can be youthful mentally, you know what I mean? But I noticed some older women be trying too hard. They still try to, they be, 40, 45, half a hundred, still trying to look like they 20. I say you're doing too much. And the reason why I say that is because at what point are you really going to mature and let that go? That's even like a lot of these older men. I see a lot of these older guys, man, still doing some of just like little boy stuff. And I can't deal with cats like that. I mean, me personally, I just can't. Um, I think a man should be mature. He should be a leader, and just handle his business. Take care of his family if he has one. It's a lot with that. But however, um, some women's fancy get tickled when they have younger men coming after them. But a lot of times they don't. I don't think that they. A lot of them look at it like, oh, because I'll still look good. You probably do, but there's something else behind that. Something else behind that. Sometimes it's an illness. Sometimes it's insecurities. It's a lot behind it. So we're going to take it here. Older women with younger men. A new study found that many women enjoy dating younger men because it breaks down social barriers they traditionally face in relationships. Women in the study tended to assert their sexual needs and often experience heightened levels of sexual pleasure with younger male partners. Now, sweet mama, I know it once, you were married. And after you're married, how you know you've been divorced? You don't have to say it, but you've been divorced for around how long?
13 years.
Okay,
This month made 13 years. Ooh, wait
wow.
a minute. I had the church spirit fall out. Go ahead.
All right. So to my point, your 13 years of not being married,
Freedom. Go ahead.
call it what you want, because some women call it freedom. Some women hate that it happened. I'm talking about that they split, but you never know. But have you experienced, dealing with someone a little younger than what you normally deal with?
What I normally deal with, what
Yes, ma'am.
we haven't established what the norm was.
Okay, so when you, let's say like your ex-husband, how much was of an age gap was it between y'all two?
He was 4 days. His birthday was 4 days before mine. Same sign, never again. 2 years apart. He's older.
Okay, so in that case, have you dealt with anyone 2 to 3, 4, 5, 10 years younger than you?
Yes, and I have a couple in the making. Yes.
Okay, so what's your benefit out of that?
Benefit. Oh, I was having a dirty flashback. I think it's how they approach you and their demeanor. I'm not dating 20 nothings. I haven't picked none of them up, but um, it's their approach. It's the person. It's not the age. You have some older men that's in our you're half 100 age range and a little older that's mature than some guys that may be in their early 40s or late 30s. So it depends on the person. You have to get to know the person, what you're looking for, and what level of just try. I'm gonna say relationship, not mean like y'all go together, but is it a situationship? Is it a sexual relationship? Is just somebody that you can text? It depends on the levels. You're gonna date you. They're gonna be your companion. They're gonna be your a friend with benefit, or they're gonna be the new terminology the young people use, the sneaky link. So it just depends on the levels.
Okay, so you said, now let me go back over this and just make sure I miss this. So you said that also there are some guys that are like, say for me, I'm a half 100.
Mm-hmm.
That some guys are younger than me and they may have like guys my age, but it's some that are younger that are more mature that you think.
Mm-hmm. They may be more mature, be established. You have some older men that still flocking around doing whatever, still having kids, still don't want committed relationship, aren't able to take care of the woman if they decide to have a relationship. So it just depends on the person. I'm
Okay,
looking for a mature person, and a mature person could be 42, and I might try to date somebody 56, and he might be really immature, not established. So it just depends on the person.
okay, I get that. And shout out to our family, DJ Trelly Trail coming up in the building. It's a household name. Y'all know
Yes,
how you
indeed. All
do.
right. Hey,
And
Trellis.
so I get what you're saying, cousin, but I don't know if you've ever paid this attention, and this is not always the fact because some people just hit the jackpot sometimes in their life.
Mm-hmm.
But most males they start really getting their finances going at a later age, like 40, 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really kind of happened to me as well. And so I look at it as a fact. Now, shouts out to Big Sis. Hey, Big Sis, how you doing?
Hey.
She said, hey, preoccupied bird. Hey, cuz. Hey,
Hey.
Baylock. I'm preoccupied, huh? All right. No, it's just that I could get it right, but it's crazy today because
Yeah.
I had to be somewhere else at this seminar and I was just trying to make it happen. So now I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, cousin. But here's the thing. Have you checked out like, what's her name? Keisha Cole lately.
The singer?
Yes. You know, with her relationships, I know you probably say, I don't care what's going on in her relationship. But have you checked out Erykah Badu? A lot of them are going, and I forgot the other lady. She's like a thin actress. Went to younger guys, and they wasn't with the younger guys that long because the younger guys left them and went with females their age again. So, and that's what we're gonna have to talk like. Within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna start talking about son husbands. But y'all, it's deeper than what y'all think when it comes to son husbands, because a lot of women are so lonely, right? So,
but then you got, but if you get somebody maybe her age, let's say 50, they may look for a younger woman. So you're rolling the dice on either age group. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right. So I don't. You say, repeat what you just said one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think because you blanked out. I would say it's about the person, because I may have somebody my age and then they leave me for a woman younger. So it just depends. It's like the flavor of whatever you feeling. And I think people have opened up their inhibitions and they like what they like. It's not the old adage like, I'm an old woman, I'm gonna get me an old man. I'm a young woman, I'm gonna get me a young man. People have opened up who they want to deal with. They living free and vicariously now. So it's not that old adage when we saw our grandparents and our parents with people in that same age group. Everybody just wide open to do whatever they want to do now.
Right. So a little earlier, you were talking about you dealing with younger men.
Mm-hmm.
So would you? So the men that you are scoping out, none of them around your age. They're younger.
Couple around my age. I'm just looking. I'm just, like you look at the car at the car dealership. Just looking.
Okay.
Test driving.
Okay.
And some of them, my age group, and some of them are younger. It just depends.
Okay. So let me say this. A lot of times with these young guys, now, do you find more younger guys approaching you, or you approaching them?
I don't think people think we're as old as we are. So, they think we're in our 40s and stuff like this. So it's not like, oh, y'all 50, y'all look 50. So, it's just, they just like you as a person. Nobody really can guess our age.
Right. Now, I think I may have missed did I miss a Miss J?
Miss J, Sweet Mama is on point. Age these days isn't always a factor as much as maturity. Because you still got 50-year-old man with gray straight back braids and skinny jeans and pocketbooks. What them things called? A pocket pouch? What them things called they wear now?
Let me ask you what you think about that. What do you think? And in the comments, let us know what y'all think about that. Somehow I missed Miss J's. I'm glad you read that, but somehow I missed Miss J's comment. But I'm touching Bayline to say maturity is definitely more important than the numerical number, which I agree. Now, what do you think about the guys that you see walking around with and they 45, 50 years old with braids? Is that a attractive to you, a turn on, or what is it?
Not the braids. The locks is fine, but not the braids. The skinny jeans and the pocket. What's the pocketbook things called they wear now? What's that? I call what they call the man purse. Yeah, I don't like that. Just put a book bag on and just don't put nothing at all on.
Right. Okay. So I thought I should ask you that, and also if they wanted to answer that as well. So we're going to move on to this next one here. Older men and younger women. Why would older men date younger women? As with any other relationship, there are many factors involved. Emotional security, maturity, common life perspectives, physical attractions, and chemistry may be involved. Instincts and culture may also play an important part, and also younger women could be a little easier to deal with in heightened sexual intimacies. Now, before you say something on that, read Miss J's comment.
Is it a compliment to be approached by younger guys, especially when there is a 20-year difference? Like Sweet Mama said, they can't tell our age. I don't know if they don't really approach, but depending on how they approach you. But like we said, it just depends. I think there was a standard. Oh, you have to be married. It's shameful to be divorced, and all those old adages that was going on in our parents times. But nowadays, people are fine being single and living their life, and you have a lot of guys that are established and they just want to be single. They've had their kids, maybe they never got married, and they're older men. They may have a decent job. They live in their life. They see what they want to see and don't see when they don't want to see it. So it's just how people are living their lifestyle. Everybody's not pushed to get married like back in the day. I'd probably say the late 90s into maybe the very, very, very early 2000s. It's been very limited with the marriages and people getting married, and the establish of the relationships of the family dynamics have surmountably changed tremendously.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you this now. Say for instance, like a lot of times, a lot of younger men look at older women for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes they're still attractive. Sometimes they think they're simpler. You know what I mean? They're easier than the younger girls their age to get, right? And then sometimes they see stability. Do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel that like if you're dealing with any of these younger guys that they may be looking for some type of stability?
Well, they said they mistaken. They waiting on me. I'm not taking care of man. I have a 30-year-old child if I want to take care of somebody. And it could be, but I don't get into finances and things of that nature. So that's not a conversation we're going to have.
Okay.
And then if I'm not going to deal with a guy, let's say he's younger or older, if they have a certain lifestyle.
Okay. Shout out to Simply 10 Art coming up, another weekly supporter. You want to read her comment?
Which one? Who'd you say? I'm sorry.
Simply 10 Art.
Oh, okay. Man, I've been waiting on y'all all night. Benadryl about to take me out of here.
Benadryl popular these days.
Allergy season.
Right. And then and it was funny right here. She said that they're looking, let me put that up. They're looking for someone. Well, they're looking for their mama.
Well,
True story.
They looking for somebody to nurture and take care of them, to be fed. They know the older women typically will be, cooking and baby, can I buy you a PS5? Oh, I found this at for you to store. Oh my God, let me help you get your credit together. Oh, let me get you a couple dollars. Oh, that child support. So no, man. Well, see, if you don't start none in the OA, it won't be none.
Right. Well, you got to know it's coming, and
I'm gonna be coming, but they ain't gonna be coming to pay no bills.
Right. She also said right here, someone to clean up behind them. Now, if that ain't like a mother, right? So, and shouts out to our family, DJ XL coming in the building. What's going on, XL? If you want to pop on, let me know. We know you always got something to say, and we need you to come through. And then he said, F that. I don't want my mom. Okay. So in the comments or call on the phone, XL, or pop on the screen, you said you don't want your mom, right? What age what age would you deal with? XL, put it in the comments or however you want to come.
Can you tell me the
come with.
topic again, Jack? Creep.
Oh, the time. Oh, okay. Matter of fact, let me put it in there. But the topic is older women dating younger men and older men dating younger women. So, now, sweet mama, you was gonna say something a little earlier, right? Um, you, I was asking you, how do you feel about, what you would when you would dealing with these younger guys? Did you ever feel that they are with you because they're looking for stability?
I can't gauge what people think about. All you got to do is you have to be aware, and it's only what you willing to give. They can't get from you what you're not willing to give them.
Okay,
Hey, Miss
but what,
Bella.
um, and now, but what if you start to sense um that they are looking for that mother figure? What are you going to do?
I ain't
And
gonna put them on my shoulder and change their pamper.
you said you're going to put them on your shoulder and
I said
change.
I'm not gonna put them over my shoulder like a baby burper and change their pamper.
Okay, now, I'm gonna catch up on these comments too. Um, so, but what if you really like this kid? What are you gonna
Why
do?
you had to say kid? So what if he
It
like
is what it is.
42? What if he like 42? He a kid?
You got 42-year-old kids.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do? And then he said, you want to read that right there when he said, "Shugs, my mama, go ahead."
My mama ain't cleaned up behind. I've been independent since I was 15.
Okay, and then read the Simply 10 art one.
Okay, there go my phone. We're talking about youngins.
Okay, and shouts out to Bella Mirage. Thank you for coming in. We
Hey,
always
Miss
appreciate you
Miss
coming through.
V.
And
I lost my phone.
and okay, so XL said his range is 35 to 40 years old. So that's his range of woman that he'll deal with. So with that being said, and hold on one second. Also, you want to read XL what he said right there?
But age don't matter as much as mind state and capability.
So we're seeing that pop up a lot in the comments, which is I agree with that as well, especially when it comes to men dealing with younger women. And I don't want to sound like I'm jumping on that or any other side, but it only makes sense because a lot of women are quick to say they mature quicker than us, which is very true. It's very true. So it's a little different from outside, on a man's perspective versus a woman. So I think, and I learned this from a factual situation. My wife was 6 months older than me, but we was the same age, right? Me having given the go now, I would think differently. I would think differently. Like I wouldn't get a woman my age.
Mm.
Okay, so
Will she be younger or older?
she can be younger or older.
So what's the oldest you thinking about?
About 65, 70. No, I'm joking. And then look at you. I wish you'd have saw your face. Nah, older, like 55, 57. You know what I'm saying? And then younger would be 38 to about 45. I gotta stay away from like the 50 area because that what y'all call that stuff? Menopause. And I ain't got time for all that.
Well, a woman could be in menopause in her 50. Creep.
I know, but either I want to get it way before or after.
But don't get menopause twisted because that stuff be popping. Some of that stuff be popping. So don't sleep on the menopause, sisters.
All right, I ain't sleeping on them. I just ain't gonna take the risk. How about that?
Okay.
So Now, and don't be just waiting for me. So would you want to read Excel right there? He said, if I can't.
If I can't have a conversation, a meaningful conversation, it's a no-go.
Right. And okay, so Baylana said amen to Excel, and then Miss J said amen to Bella, and then Baylana also said, everyone please help us get those likes up, hit the like button, and subscribe, and get in those and make sure you hit the notification bell.
Can
That Baylana.
you pass some other comments on Creek, because some of these are, I don't have my other laptop. I got my
they coming through on the
right,
comments.
I'm on Sniggle at one I saw, but I saw the back of it.
All right.
I used to date a woman.
XL said, I used to date a woman who oldest child was a few years younger than me. Okay. And then also that was Bella Mirage laughing at XL. And then XL said, Malcolm X said, half your age plus. Okay.
Let me think. Let me hold on. Oh, okay. I'll be in them streets tomorrow. I'll be at the basketball court tomorrow. Half my age plus 7.
Yeah, okay. You will go right on ahead, sweet mama. G, you're gonna be sweet mama Pampers, because you be changing. No, I'm messing with you. Changing them Pampers on them boys. So anyway, we got Miss J, who said, I'm wondering about the shades at Sweet Mama G.
What you mean? What you mean wondering about the shades? Because my cousin's saying some shady stuff, or the style. What you want, girl?
You want to read Bella Mirage's?
I can't deal with a man my age for real, and I'm going on 56 Monday. Oh, y'all Pisces people, ooh, y'all March birthdays doing it up. Y'all mamas, if y'all was full term, yeah, they coming to y'all mamas had hot girl summer. If y'all was full term,
it was hot girl spring.
June-ish, yep, spring, June.
And then and Axel said that's a man. Now, Cuzzy, anytime you wanted to catch up on these comments,
they don't come up on my side, yeah.
Okay, so so now for the women right here, we're gonna talk about sometimes the young men that you guys may deal with, right? Some of them you have to watch out because, and goes for the women too. Some of them may have mental trauma.
So do the old ones.
Huh?
So do the old ones.
You better be glad. I will push my amen button, but I'm gonna leave you alone today. So anyway, now now this goes both ways. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about for the male and the female, the younger ones I'm talking about. Now, the younger man or older woman and the older man with the younger woman, it's also possible in some cases that unresolved relationships challenges with father figures or mother figures, traumatic experiences may be at play. Only a mental health professional can determine if this is the case. So say, for instance, if you're in a relationship, and I tell my sons this, and I would say you tell your son that a lot of times they need to watch who they're dealing with, but let's go from the other end. Let's say like you, Cuzzy, about to be half 100. Half 100, honey. And you might want to deal with a guy in his 30s, right? So you're gonna have to watch out, because what happens is some of these guys, they be having like he may have went through something with some of the previous young ladies he was dealing with. And at this point he may have commitment issues. So you as a grown woman getting with this younger guy, and he may not want to deal with that, because a lot of women, when they start hitting that 47, 48, 50, half 100, sometimes they get more difficult to deal with. and you know I say this all the time. That's another reason why they won't deal with a man that age, because a man that age is not going to put up with a lot of stuff that they trying to pull off. So they actually go and get a younger guy so that they can start their control campaign. Now, let me.
You didn't let me comment. You didn't let me comment on nothing.
Oh, go ahead,
no, I'm gonna forget. That's why I got the church finger up.
Okay.
Got me church finger.
Okay.
So Creed, you saying the younger ones, but a lot of these other, this people, period, damage. I deal with people from, you talking about, okay, the 30s, 40s, 50s. Everybody's damaged. It ain't no one younger than other. Older men been divorced. They done had their money taken from them. They're still paying alimony. They done lost their job. They lost their car. I moved in with my mama or my grandmother. It's like, you moved with your grandma. How old is your grandma if you 55? Like, so I'm like, well, how old's grandma? But, you know, you hear the excuses. So it's not just younger men. Everybody has been traumatized by relationships. It's all in who you bring your energy and who you want to deal with. I may be 50, but I might be compatible with somebody that's 40 or 38. They may have not gone through things, and then they may want to feed off the experience, or they could have been divorced just like I am. They could have got married young, like you got married really young. I got married really young. You have people divorced 2 and 3 times by the time they're 35. So it's just the person. It's not the age. It's what you want to deal with. You have some people that want to, you know, that are physically fit and they want somebody that's going to bungee jump with them and that stuff. And he could be, you know, I'm going to say 40 and she could be 55. If that's that compatibility of things they like to do, you may have some people that might be, you know, you might have an older man that might be 55, and you might have a woman that's 45, and they don't like to have a lot of sex, but they like to go out and travel. It just depends on what you're dealing with. When you are starting to deal with people, you have to understand your compatibility of what you're dealing with. I may want a companion. I may want a F buddy. I may want a steady relationship, man grooming into relationship with her. It depends on what you like in that person for.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Cuzzy. What's wrong? All right, let's say if the guy 50 years old and he still like to do things like, you know, bungee jump, mountain bike ride dirt bikes.
I hear you.
Huh?
I hear you talking about yourself. Go ahead.
What's the problem?
Oh, it's no problem. But it's got to be the person. You might find a 60-year-old woman that want a mountain bike, whatever you do, and all that stuff. It's the person. It's not the age. Okay. You may have somebody that may be into working out, and some people not. That may not be your compatible person. You may have somebody that, you know, is a music lover, and somebody that absolutely don't like music, don't like on the shows, don't like people. So it depends on your compatibility. Or, you know, hey, I like Joe. Joe is a good sex partner. That's all Joe gonna be. Okay, you got, I was gonna say Daryl, but that's my cousin, Lord. So you may like Johnny, and Johnny may be a good companion that go on dates and dinners, and you cool, you know, y'all can go travel. Then you got Mr. Earl. Mr. Earl might want to, you know, step his game up, and, you know, he's a more mature, he got benefits, he want to do something. So it depends on what you want to deal with that particular person. Just because I may say I crush or y'all flirt with me, that don't say we get married tomorrow. It may I just want to get my thing wet. It just depends on what I'm establishing with that person.
Okay. Well, we're going to catch up with these comments because they going in. All right, so we got Bella Mirage says, it's all younger men hitting on me, and men my age are married or they have ED. Shouts out Viv on that one.
Shouts out double time.
Yeah. So then we have XL that says, laughing like S. These young cats these days need them pills too, Bella. I sell them rhinos and honeys all day in the store.
Honey pack.
And so XL is absolutely right. I'm gonna tell you why he's right. I'm gonna tell you why XL is absolutely right. First of all, I mention this, you know, all the time when I'm telling y'all half 100 honeys, that when you go after these young guys, a young guy, like, I'm a half 100 proud. When I was 20, a 20-year-old back in my day is not like a 20-year-old now, or a
Right. They
20-year-old
burnt
now is
out.
not like a 20-year-old back in my day.
They burnt
And
out.
yeah, y'all thinking, yeah, he's right. They go get the rhinos and the gold gorillas and the hard steel and all that old stuff, right? They go get it. So to my point, it's a reason for that. Y'all know what's killing off a lot of this situation with these young guys? A lot of guys, like a lot of them don't take care of themselves. Plus, the biggest culprit is the food and drugs that a lot of them are on. So a lot of the foods nowadays raises a lot of guys' estrogen. I mean, it's a lot behind it. It lowers their testosterone. You know what I mean? When they become my age, who knows how they're gonna look? And I'm fighting for dear life to try to walk down the street here. I mean, I know I don't celebrate birthdays or nothing like that, but I just had a new chapter. I was hoping somebody come up with a walker for me.
You don't even need that. But you gotta even look how, you're right about the foods they eat, their diet, nutrition, the substance uses, or the mental traumas of the 20-year-olds who parents of our age who have damaged those children.
Right.
They're damaged individuals. I always talk about how young some of my clients are. They're kindergarten on up. They're damaged by their family situations, and it spills over to years and years of different abuse, self-abuse, self-harm, detriment. So it's all filtering down now to this generation. You have a generational ignorance that have been society for the last couple of years, from the kids from now to maybe about 25, not quite 30.
Right. Now you mentioned how women were hurt. Excel right there said because men have been hurt as well. Men have been hurt, and that's why I say sometimes, when you deal with some of these guys, they just don't want to make that commitment. Just like you even said it, and sometimes you could be trying to get them to business, but they backing off because they don't want the responsibility. They don't want the hurt anymore. And look at marriage. Most dudes, once they get into a good financial stride, they ready to get married. But look at what happened now with people with this marriage. Men always get the bad end of the stick, and it's terrible. We're gonna catch up right here. We have Miss J said, once I dated a guy 12 years younger. He was extremely mature, but his mom, who was 12 years older than me, was not. It say was not, and then it said she was jealous of me, and I discovered he was a son husband. I will not do that again. Now, again, y'all hear the term son husband being brought up because it's a big deal these days, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. We see it every day, and we are going to have a show on that. And thank you so much, Mr. J, for mentioning that. And then you have a lot of times when these moms are jealous. Sometimes it's more of an underlying problem with that. Sometimes they could be narcissistic. I've seen it happen. There's no reason why his mom should have been jealous of her.
Well, she closer into her age range. She's in her generational range. And maybe Miss J, you look so fine, and maybe his mama didn't. She was kind of mad at that. So you never know. People dislike people for a whole bunch of different reasons. It'd be weird shit.
Right. And sometimes, I mean, you have to look at all that. But now we have Excel. Excel just said, cop me a PS5 and a few pairs of Jordans. I ain't going nowhere, Miss Pearl. That sounds like Excel too. So then the other thing is who we need to get right here. This is Excel again, and he said, once I leave my sneakers, that's our house. Laugh out loud. And then you got a brother-in-law laughing at Excel, and then Viv laughing at Excel. Excel, the jokester tonight. Then Excel said, her son 5 years older than me. It be like that sometimes, Excel. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes, men do want maturity. You know what I mean? Instead of all that, because all right, if you 49 years old, and sometimes if you deal with a woman and she's 35, you was already 35 before. You know what you were going through at that time. You know the culture of that age range. Sometimes you don't want to go back to that. You know, it's pros and cons to all of this. You know? So, and then also Bella Mirage said, also depends on the culture. And that's funny, she just said that. The culture and how they raise. I find that Caribbean women and men are more mature than American folk. You know what's funny? Sometimes that is because that maturity comes from
their family, how they were raised, their
exactly.
culture.
I was going to say the family background. They're more into the what it's almost like the reason why sometimes men go overseas when men go get their passports and they want to deal with women that are more simpler. You see what I'm saying? That believe in being submissive and cooperative and taking care of their men and cooking and stuff like that. Let the men do what they supposed to do and they do what they supposed to do. So I get it, and you're very right about that.
I agree with you, Viv, because I have a lot of Caribbean friends, and several of them are married. The man, he's the leader of the house. He gonna go to work. He may have a regular job, and he may hustle on the side. The wife got that pressure cooking their rice. They gonna eat rice every day. They whatever else, because that's the family structure. Their kids, they gonna give them the same sense of work value, school value. You know, the traditional stuff. You know, they believe in like family gatherings. You know, being grandparents, and taking care of the family and having gatherings. That's what we've lost in our black family. Even in our black family, we've lost the sense of doing the gatherings and things like that.
Yeah.
Because all of us are busy. We don't all live in the same area now. All of us are professionals in some type of ways. Not that our family didn't come from, but it was a different light back then. The kids gathered more. The cousins knew each other more so than now. Because so many of us, Zone 29, and so many of us, it's like ridiculous. Our grandmother had 12 kids, 7 survived. And from that, oh my Lord, how many cousins and first cousins, second cousins we have is ridiculous. I mean, I can't put it in pumpkin because I can't remember everybody.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny too, because yes, we have a big family, and I love, what I mean? I love seeing the growth, as we get older and everything. But I've never been to a family reunion, and that's something that we need to do. We need to get together.
You come on outside?
Yeah, I ain't been to no family reunion. I was the black sheep. No, I'm joking. But
no, we had a couple of them. Matter of fact, they got one coming, a bowling. Oh, I gotta put you in the group because we have a family group. We can go to the Carolinas.
I know you have to because
Snickers be there. Snickers done brought some food to the event. You know who Snickers is? Now you all get
Now, shout out to Reynard Bowles, another supporter, but we ain't seen in a while. But happy that you're here.
Yep, brutally on this rap show.
Right, Reynard Bowles. It's all about each one supporting each entity, such as sports. What about? I agree with that. I mean, even though us men have leadership to attend to, we can be kind. You know what I mean? We can be caring and loving and stuff like that. We do have feelings.
But you know what, Creek? And thank you, Reynald. And I'm glad because I think he's a younger guy. I'm glad he say that because a lot of us are looking for people that we can give our love to and support to. But people got such of a block and a wall that they don't recognize when people really trying to care for them or care about them. They just looking at the physical attraction side automatically. Listen to the conversations being had. And it's no problem. It's no, like my cousin said last week, you better call it for a reason. There's nothing wrong with that. But what about the extra stuff? If that's the only thing you're talking about, then you already know what category you're in. If you have people that take an interest in your daily life and how you're doing, and are you building yourself better to a higher plateau of you, then that's somebody that may be interested more than just getting in your pants. Either way, pants.
Right, right. And then we also have Viv Bella Mirage. She said that chemical weed and not eating right.
Mm-hmm.
So she was when we were talking about the younger men. You know how y'all like to chase after the younger men too, and sometimes you may get disappointed because again, the foods and the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And it could be disappointing for y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and even with the older ones, Creep, I've been on like some dating profiles or whatever, or just some other thing. They always ask me my 420 friendly. Okay,
That's
even
funny.
if you are, what they got to do with me?
Right. Now, sweet mama, I want you to read these comments, but I don't want you to get confused because the way they're coming in, they're rolling in, but I'm trying to catch up with them so that you may get confused because
I got my glasses on. You ain't got my glasses on.
Yeah, DJ Excel said,
it ain't the weed. Good weed. Held the wind blow and the wrong way. I'm knocking a brick out of a wall.
Nah, Excel. A lot of this weed, they don't know what they lacing it with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sometimes it is the weed, but I get what you're saying. Like I don't smoke weed, but I know some dudes be doing some shady stuff. Mm-hmm. But and I know you're in the business, or not so well. I ain't trying to put you out there. I'll let you tell whatever. I ain't saying that you selling it or whatever, but I'm just saying I don't, I ain't out there no more. And not saying that you are, but you would know better than me on that. So Raynard Bowles once again said, the eyes of the body is light or dark toward one another. How do we perceive people will determine our actions towards them.
Absolutely. It's the energy they give towards you. Some people just have a sexual energy. Some people giving more than that. So I do agree with you, Raynard. Thank you so much for coming in. We haven't seen you. And thank you for the comments. If you would like to call in and give your actual factual opinion or you have a story, please call 470-493-9928 and give us a ring. Give us a ring.
And by the way, Cuzzy, Raynard is Peoples.
Yeah, from Shell Shop. Yep.
Yeah. And then Bayliner said, I disagree. Men don't always get the bad end. Ask me, I'll tell you about the bad end of the stick. Now, that was from Bayliner. I would agree with that because you have some women that are real women that are not after that. They're not always after a man's stuff. If y'all split, y'all split. And that's how it's supposed to be. Now, if he see that she needs some help, if he's a man, he'll help her. But he don't need to be strapped down by some court system to help her.
Right.
And especially if she's the one that wanted to break up. Now, if he's the one that wanted to break up, I would say he's more he should be more willing to try to help a little bit more, but she don't need to be hanging a number over his head either, because the way things are these days, especially, you don't know if you're going to be coming or going next week. So I agree with Bayliner. Also, let's get with, you see Bella Mirage right here about the
XL, they popping them pills too. Hey, all of them popping pills, the old ones and the young ones. The get on the hards or the knots, the E's, the ecstasy, the Molly, they all popping pills. There's a lot of pill poppers. I'm gonna be rich in a few more years. All this drug substance use.
Let me ask you this though. Let's say if they are popping pills, cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And if the pills work, are you complaining?
What kind of pills? What you talking about? You talking about medically prescribed pills or the gas station pills?
Let's say the gas station pills.
Most of the time, we don't even know that. They do it slick. They in the bathroom, they whatever. Take something before they sit in the car, whatever. Sometimes you don't know. A lot of times you don't.
Let's say if you know. Let's say if they know and they work like the package. Say, are you mad?
I might not be that particular night.
Okay. Anyway, you smile a little bit too hard about that. So anyway, now we have Raynard said, can you read that one?
Oh Lord. Where are the real men and real women? Everyone have their own definitions, but I don't know what that is. What is the true definition of what a real man is? Can you give us one, Raynard? What's the true definition, man? Everybody drop what you think a real man is or a real woman, whichever one you choose. The phone line's quiet tonight. Y'all not calling in. Come on, y'all. It's Friday night. Y'all ain't calling in with y'all opinions. It's a lot of seasoned women and a couple young dudes in here. Come on through. 470-493-9928.
Now, here's the thing, just in case if if we get a call in or whatever, right? And now, Excel says right here, he says, right, it's 20-year-olds copying Kratom and all that.
I don't know what none of that stuff is.
Okay. Well, Kratom, a lot of times people use it for pain. I mean, they use it for a lot of different things now, but it's originated from Indonesia, from Bali, and I was actually there. It was funny. I was talking to them about Kratom. If you get the pure form like that's over there, I mean, that's, but the kind at the gas stations, they start mixing all kinds of different things and stuff with it. So it's a little bit different. Then we have Peoples. Raynard Bao said, these are thoughts that goes through my head, and what is a real man? What is a real man? Right. Now,
and I guess Raynard is also to what you define to you what's a real man supposed to be and what a woman is supposed to be, because your definition may be different from Crete's definition. So it's all in what's connected to you and what do you like in an individual.
Then we have Axel. He said, not even just Caribbean people outside of America. I'm thinking he was referring to Viv's or Bella Mirage's in reference to being a little bit more mature. But and then we have Miss J said, as Sweet Mama G is right. There are younger guys who are much more mature than some older men, and vice versa. Interfere with my own son's girlfriends. My son's preference is older women. And
a lot of them like that.
A lot of things, with what Miss J just said, if your sons are aiming more towards older, more mature women, then so be it. Because
they like what they like.
They like what they like. And a lot of times, and this is not always the case, but a lot of the young girls be bringing like a little bit too much drama. You know what I'm saying? So right here, Viv Bella Mirage said, oh yes, it's how we are raised. And I was washing, cooking, and cleaning at 11. And I've raised my two boys the same at an early age. And see, that's the problem now. A lot of the mothers do not teach their daughters how to be women or wives. They end up being homegirls. And it's fine. It's fine to have that friendly system with your daughter, but make that after you taught her how to be a woman or a wife. You know what I'm saying? So then we have Raynard Bao said, you're right, family is important. Just by gathering in good harmony. Absolutely. Then we have Miss J said, good question at Raynard. That's something we have to decide for ourselves. And I think she's talking about reference to what is a real man, what is a real woman. And DJ XL said, Creek sound like me. Don't know nothing about the family functions. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But my baby sister and my big sister and my cousin is gonna keep me informed, right? Yeah, right. There we go. And I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. So What up,
Look at my page.
cousin? I see you. I got two strings going on here. I can see you from the top to bottom. You play too much.
Some family
Then,
functions coming up.
right. Then we have DJ XL. He says women don't know how fragile men really are. Be 100% honest.
The women do.
Some of them may not.
Women are, they do, but they choosing how they want to deal with you. But it's also, they may not know. If you don't expose it, then you don't know. But you, just like they tell women, you have to teach a man how to treat you. If they don't know how to, it's the same way. Everybody's not going to know all these hidden cards and issues that people have. You got to have a conversation. If you have a woman, if you're a fragile man or have some situations and you want to deal with a woman, it depends on how you want to deal with her. You want to deal with a freak, it don't matter how you feel. If you're looking for a woman who, you know, you want to be more than just a freak or what have you, then you might, I ain't say just spill your guts and need a therapy session, but just say, you know, start having some topics of conversation. You bring up certain topics, see where she's coming from. And then if you want to expose where you're coming from, then you can. If you don't want to expose it 100, you know, it's a gentler way that you can go into letting people. If she's smart enough and actually listening to you, she can tell if you had some fragile situation. But again, both persons have to be listening to each other's conversation. And text don't always give the feel of a person's feelings and demeanor. If you texting me, hey, I'm okay, versus I'm talking, hey, I'm okay, it's two different feelings behind it. See, people have gotten so into having text situationships that they don't have conversations because the inflection in your voice can change. I might say, oh, yes. And I might say, yes. So it's two different ways. So again, that personal communication process has died as well, while we can't understand feelings that people have.
Okay. And right here, we're going to go to Miss J, and she says, as Sweet Mama G, as the expert, what effect does weed have on people with personality disorders? I've been encountered someone with a BPD diagnosis, and the rage episodes were off the chain.
So, the personality disorders typically run with traumas. So people are self-medicating. They're getting the prescribed medications, plus they're using, we're going to call them street drugs. Street drugs. They try to mix all this stuff to self-soothe their pains. So you may get an absolutely loving person 1 minute and then an absolutely terror demon the next. And don't let them skip any medication. You're going to get 2 or 3 different people. So it just depends on the level of trauma they've had, how old they are, and then if they have the prescription medication to go along with it as well, if they in a viable treatment. Some people don't get treated for a long time, or they've been treating this off and on, depending on how they feel. So they use more street drugs to try to soothe their traumas and their disorders.
Okay.
You all right? You all right?
Yeah, I didn't realize I had all this stuff sitting right here.
All
It
right.
was like other stuff that I was supposed to use, but I ran into a glitch, but it's all good. So, and then I saw XL had mentioned in reference to, he was talking about Kratom. And he was saying that Kratom supplements is to help recover from dope. So you have a lot of dope heroin addicts that were out there, and it gives you almost that same feel, but it's a natural, natural substance, but with it, and that's to try to lure them off of it. But sometimes they end up taking more just so it can keep on putting them on. But it actually does work when used the right way. Even
Right.
Weightlifters, I've seen where they were taking them, I think it was Percocets or whatever, for pain, and they were taking like 50 of them a day.
That's crazy.
But then they started taking Kratom, and Kratom started helping them and bringing them down. It was crazy. I've seen some stuff. So we also have Bella Mirage that says a real man know what to do and how to do it when he meet upon a woman that's not coming with ulterior motives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a man can sense that. He can sense when a woman is being genuine, and then he has a tendency to open up himself in a more legit way to that woman because he wants a legit relationship because he feels as though he found somebody that could possibly be legit.
But also, Creed, even though you may start off maybe liking somebody in a sexual nature, and that could be, you may wind up having other conversations or extensive conversations where you all become really good friends. Just because it may start off as a physical attraction, not saying you may not be attracted, but it may lead to you being a true friend to somebody. Just because you have a conversation, it might start like, oh, I want to get with her or him. It may change over to something else, once you have conversations with people.
Right. And Excel mentioned here, he says he loves all women. And respect for that, Excel. And then also Excel said, let me clear that up. All natural women not identified. He's going to have to go in a little bit on that. But if he's speaking about natural with natural body parts and like
He's not being transitioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a woman. Yeah, I get that. And then also he said women raising their sons to sassy women. And yes, let me tell y'all something. A woman, no matter how much, now I've seen women do great jobs with their sons. I have. But that balance between a man and, a father and a mother in that young man's life or in that daughter's life means a lot. So a lot of times, y'all just don't understand what that means to a lot of kids. Like I know what it meant to my kids. So that's why I made sure I was there and doing what I had to do because I grew up that way and I didn't want to rob them of that. And then also we have Bella Mirage said, real knows real, but it's too much game playing with these men out here. Too many women, and they are having a field day. So the women just sitting back and start playing back their game on them. You know what, Viv? Okay, a lot of men may have a lot of game. So do a lot of women. They have just as much game as the men and sneaky. But two wrongs don't make a right. And I know it's hard to say that for women back up, don't do it, or men that don't back up, don't do it. But at some point, as us as adults, we have to make that change in our life to not be that way, period. You know what I'm saying? That's just like situations that I deal with in my life. I had to mature to a certain extent. And so do other people that I know. But some people don't want to say, you know what? That happened to me when I was younger. At what point am I going to take responsibility and hold myself accountable to get myself in the right place mentally? So that's where us as men and women need to start being accountable and don't do to others what they done to us. Just move on. Tit for tat don't help all the time. But I do agree with you, but just not the end part. With that. And then we have Bayliner says support our hosts, cash apps up there, some love. Yes. So let's say if y'all have a penny, $1, just put in the cash app to Sweet Mom or myself. It helps this show. It really does. It helps. But we ready to change some things because, like I told you, I'm here at a seminar now and I'm learning a lot of different things. I really learned a lot today, and I'm going to share it with Sweet Mama and the rest of the crew. And just so y'all know, the rest of our crew is DJ XL actually and DJ Trell on Southside Doughboy. And y'all already see Sweet Mama G up here. She's up here. That's my ride or die family fry right there. So y'all know how we do it. And so we actually kind of caught up because you want the comments. But right here, DJ XL said, he said, it's hard to gauge real. That's an open-ended definition. I can agree with that. And then we have Miss J said, at Bella is so right, and at the same time, it is so wrong. Games are for kids. So pretty much Miss J was saying what I was saying. Instead of keep playing the games, just move on. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I don't have that type of time. I used to be for the shenanigans. I used to like a good shenanigan, the thrill of the chase or whatever. But I don't have that much time today. I'm sitting up here tired as I don't know what. I don't have time to play with nobody because we got too much business, too much things to do than be dealing with somebody's foolishness. I don't have that type of time. I ain't gonna remember. So I ain't lying either because I sure don't remember the lie. I got other stuff to think about, all that lying and foolishness. It's a lot. It's a lot when dealing with people. You almost need an emotional therapist just to be dealing with people in life, period.
Right. Now, we're going to ask this question here. Why is it okay for older women to like younger men? Well, let me say this. Yeah, why is it okay for older men to date younger women? Right? Older men can always date a younger woman because of the age gap, and the relationship can work wonders. Some relationships problems can arise from the age gap, but if it's handled correctly, the relationship can be great. Love sees no boundaries. It might sound sketchy, but it is true. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you handle things in a relationship, you need to handle them in a way, using respect. So, they can respect one another. And that woman needs to know that the man is the head. He's the leader in the relationship. Do you think, sweet mama, that if you're in a relationship with a man, that you should be the leader?
No.
Okay. So that's where a lot of young women have to get right. They have to notice that. And older women have to notice that. When you get with a guy, you expect for him to be the leader in that relationship.
I expect him to be the leader, but he has to have the things equipped. He has to be equipped to be the leader. You can't say you want to be the leader and then I'm taking care of the household.
But that's something that you have your eye on. You guys are courting each other.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They have to come with that, or that situation. We talked about that. I want to give two examples. I have two girlfriends, two homegirls, who married older men by 25, 27 years older than they are. And it was quirky how we all met at the same time. And they are absolutely miserable right now. We have one, her husband's about 20 years older. His child is the same age as my homegirl, his oldest child.
So you saying?
I'm saying, let's say she's 50. She's 55. I'm gonna give her that. She's a little old, but I'm just gonna give an even number. Her husband's child is 55 too.
So you saying that she's miserable from messing with an older guy? Because
it was all good in the beginning when they got married. He was an older man. He got a credit straight. He got a house. She had kids. Already he had kids from a previous marriage. She had a previous marriage. He was helping her with the kids, got her the house. He had military benefits, living his life. Now the man half dead. He got Agent Orange, was in, Vietnam.
Right.
He's taking care of him. Now he has a lot of mental health issues. She's going back and forth with, the hospital. There's no sexual encounters. She had to go outside her marriage to get the sex that she wants. But then she got a younger man. Not a whole lot younger, but younger than she is. But she's still married to her husband. He's in and out the hospital. He has a lot of, like I said, issues. Then I have my other homegirl, and all of us know each other. She married her mom's best friend growing up. He's 27 years older than her. And now, we have, how we had girl talk when you go out. She's having sexual encounters with other men because her husband is not sexually able, and he's in his 80s. She's in her 50s. Her husband is in his 80s. He done took care of her, got her through school. She's a professional, did all the stuff. It was almost like he was raising his daughter, both of them. Like that goes, they said, oh, she's beautiful when they were younger and they was attractive because they all been together about 20 plus years. They were much younger. They were like, around 30-ish, little 30. Yeah, I got this little young, sexy thing on. And then you got the crippled old man. I said, y'all husband's older than my dad. Ew, no thank you. I know what I deal with my father. I ain't dealing with no old man. But now they're complaining and they got to stay in the house and be the caregivers and white booty and they can't go out, to hang out. Because now you got this old ass man that's crippled and half dead. And then you want some young stuff on the side. Can't hang with sweet mama. Y'all got old ass husbands.
Okay.
So it's a different down there miserable. Like when I say they live their earlier years with these older men, getting the money, the houses, the vacations, and guess what you're paying for? Now you're paying for all that you went and got. That older man, you're miserable. When I say miserable and it's aging them, they are absolutely miserable. That's what.
Okay, and let me do this. Let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. We're gonna do it like this.
So when y'all old men get out here and get them younger girls,
Hold on, cousin.
You about to give us a public service announcement?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Miss J for sending us a $50 cash app.
Oh.
Thank you so much. So, Cuzzy,
here's my $2.
Yeah, you got that.
Thank you, Miss J.
Thank you, Miss J, for that. We really, truly appreciate it. And we also had Meedy on that as well. Thank you so much, Miss J. We appreciate that. That's what we're talking about. We appreciate it, definitely. And one day we have to have Miss J on the show. Thank you so much for that cash app, Miss J.
Thank you, Miss J.
Now we have Bella Mirage say it's wrong at Miss J. I'm sorry, it's wrong at Miss J, but it's going on rapidly. They were talking about remember when we were talking about how the if the men playing games and the women start playing games stuff like that. So that's what they talking about. And then Excel said that's creepy as heck. I'm thinking
you talking about the old man and the younger woman?
Oh yeah, probably so.
Yeah. He said if my homeboy of mine married my daughter Kapow, I get it.
Right.
Ugh.
So
older than my dad.
So my thing is as we move on, hold on one second. As we move on, all right. So here's the thing, and remember what I said: older men, with the age gap. Now let's go with the benefits. Why would an older woman like a younger man? One, and y'all can comment on this as y'all want. It's more about you. When an older woman goes after a younger man in that relationship, she says that it's more about you when they deal with a younger man.
What you mean by you? Is it about her or you talking about the guy?
Yeah, it's more about her. Like the guy is giving her more attention.
Okay.
So if you got a comment on that, sweet mom, and y'all in the comments can let us know. Also, okay. So let's say now that was one. She said that when the women say that when they date younger men, it's all about men, right? Okay. Why do you think that's so?
I think that's an illusion.
Thank you for keeping it real, cousin. Anybody else in the comments on that, let me know. Meanwhile, we got Excel that said, if a homeboy of mine married my daughter, kapow. Then he also says, not only that it makes me feel like you was watching my daughter as a minor.
Yep.
That's very true. Then he said she wants somebody that's going to stand up in it. I'm not sure. It was one he was, and then oh yeah, we was already on that. So yeah. And Miss J was laughing at Excel with the kapow. Now, you said it was an illusion, sweet mama. I agree with that. It's an illusion. All that is the setup for being a son husband. It's a setup for him to be taken care of by that older woman.
I mean, when I said that, I mean, like, if you think it's just about you, you're a joke, you're a lie.
Yeah.
Men like older women, younger women, big titty women, big ass women. So it's not like, oh, well, he just like me, I'm older. No, it's just like women. We like what we like. It's no set style. It could be whatever. People like flavors. I don't like one flavor of ice cream, so it's the same thing.
Right.
Women want to have this. Oh, he likes me. I'm an older one. I'm still got it going on. And he looking at that girl twerking too on the Instagram. That's 25
Right.
or whatever. So yeah.
No, I get it. Now, the other thing is, oh, my bad. Yeah, the other thing is this, yeah. Now we're gonna go to number 2. This is the reason why older women like younger men. So they say. I mean, so the reason why they like them. The first one, like I said, is because they feel as though when they deal with younger men, the younger men feel more like they make them feel like it's all about them. Number 2, they love to step it up. So they saying that these younger men love to step it up, like love to make them feel, like they stepping it up, like like they're so special. So they stepping up the game over the guy that's usually around the age, the younger man is stepping it up more.
Step it up how? I want to know what the step up is.
Well, the step up could be anything. The older guy's not giving her flowers anymore, so the young guy's getting her flowers plus a Snicker.
Plus, what was the second part?
A Snicker. I think candy bar, chocolate. I gotta be careful with you.
Oh, because I'm like a Snicker. Okay, go ahead.
Then number 3, they are energetic. Anybody in the comments as well?
I mean, it depends on what energetic means. Is it that they need? Okay, so when I'm thinking about, I know about the sex part, but like they want to do things like, they want to go out, they want to travel. Some older men don't like to travel. They real settled. They don't like to do too much because maybe they've done it 10 years previous when everybody was going overseas and going on cruises. A lot of older men have done that. So it's like, okay, I've done that. Maybe the young one hasn't experienced that. So the ladies will go on trips after trips after trips over and over. And maybe he wants to do that. Maybe the older one don't.
Okay. Now, I'm going to have to bring this other screen on, and I'm hoping that this works. Because, like I told you, it was something that I forgot. And so, caller, can you hear us?
I can. Can you guys hear me?
Awesome. Yes, we can hear you. Who are we speaking with?
This is Miss J.
Hey, Miss J.
Hey, Miss J. How are you?
Hey, sweet Mama T. Hey, DJ Concrete. I wanted to comment on the older women, younger men piece. And I wasn't sure if you were going to talk about the other way around as well, because I had a comment about that too.
Okay. No, that's
so.
fine.
To all the points that you made when it comes to the excitement, and then I think Sweet Mama G made a comment about flowers and things like that. I experienced all of those things, so that is what made being in that relationship a lot of fun. And then the other piece was that I had young kids, and so the younger guy was much more energetic and spending time with the younger kids. So that was a piece too that made it appealing to me.
Okay, hold on. Repeat that one more time. You said that. Say that one more time.
The last part or all of it?
If you can, just say all of it again.
All of it. Oh, okay. So to you all's points about what makes it appealing for an older woman to be dating a younger guy. The younger guy does bring a lot more excitement than I've discovered that older men do. Things that are appealing to me, because it's funny how they tend to be more attentive to things that I like, and so as a result, I got those things like flowers and things of that nature. That was years ago, but I was still 12 years younger, or I'm sorry, 12 years older than he was, and then I had younger kids too at the time, and so he established a good relationship with the kids too. Whereas the older guys don't want to be bothered with kids, and they'll tell you that they don't like kids, and so that's the immediate turnoff for me, because that they're a part of me, and I was assuming in most cases most of the older men have kids. Then they might be grown and they may have grandkids, but the energy level is down. And I remember one time the younger guy and I went to a concert, and we were sitting right next to a woman that was by herself, is enjoying the concert, but saying to us, "The guy that I'm dating is so much older than me, and he's at home sitting on the couch. I really need a younger guy." And I remember saying, "Yeah, you definitely do, because he'd probably be at the concert." So, yeah, it's just much more appealing, in a lot of areas. If they're really mature.
Let me ask you this: can you give us two things that was memorable?
Two things that were memorable?
Yeah, high on your list that made that attractive to you that he was doing.
It's hard to hear you, but I'm going to try to repeat what you asked. Did you ask if I could name two things that were appealing about being in a relationship with somebody that was younger?
Yes.
Or yes.
More or less, yes. Okay. I guess one of the things was just attentive. Whatever was happening with me, he was always doing research. Like if I just had a real bad cough or something, well, let me look that up. Let me see, what they say about that type of cough. And he was just always on top of, like, on the cutting edge of healthcare and things of that nature. And then another one would be he was very affectionate. I find that older men just really aren't. They want your company and they want you to be around, but younger men just seem to be much more affectionate than he was. He was a foot rubber, which is something that I absolutely love. And I'm a foot rubber too, so I just discovered that because I loved his feet and took over. And after that, it was like, no, let me just rub your feet. So that's something that was appealing to me. Those are two things that were appealing to me.
I agree with you, Ms. J.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I echoing?
Yep.
No, you're not echoing to me anyway on the phone.
Okay.
I was trying to.
It's an echo.
Yeah.
You got the two screens up.
All right.
I put my live on pause so that I wouldn't hear the echo. I'm on a different phone than the live is on.
Yeah, I was trying to use my microphone, but I can't. Go ahead, cousin, and I'll come in.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Miss J. It is the attention. A lot of older men, they just want to sit back and chill and relax. A lot of times, not everyone. We're not classifying everyone, but the younger ones, they do want to do different things, and they look up stuff on the internet, and oh, let me take trash out. Hey, let me do this. Let me get the bags. Older men like, oh, okay, because they probably been there and done that. They don't want to do that at this point in their life.
Okay,
yes.
so I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that by nature, women usually are givers, and we're willing to do things and just go the extra mile, be at the store and say, oh, you know what, he uses that type of shaving cream, let me grab some. Whereas I noticed that older men don't think a thing about what the woman might need. And younger men do the exact same thing. They'll see that you're eyeing something, and later on they'll get it, or they just seem to just be more attentive to older woman's needs. I'm not sure where that comes from. My son, who I mentioned in the chat earlier, prefers older women, and he's the same way with older women.
And I've had the younger ones. And I have the older ones ask, like, before, let's say they come to pick me up, or we're going to do something in the house. Hey, I'm on my way I'm ride past the store. Do you need anything? Older ones, they just show up.
They just show up. And they want to be more catered to, too.
Right.
I mean, I would be curious to see what other people think, but older men seem to get younger, gorgeous women for the appeal. They look good, and then they want to be catered to. And, I think it should be reciprocal. And in younger relationships with younger men, it was reciprocal. But in relationships with older men, it was not. It was as if they married someone who kind of more was like a mom. Like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, but they're not willing to reciprocate.
Let me say this, right? That goes back to what this list says. The first one, it's more about you. So the way y'all was just explaining that sounds true. It seems like they making it more about you, right? And then on the second, They
That
love
is
to step
definitely
up.
right. What you said was exactly right. I didn't think of it that way when you were first describing it, but then I
Mhm.
sat back and thought about the previous relationships that I've had with younger guys. And yes, it is. It's not the way I entered into the relationship, it's just the way it turned out. So I
Let me
enter
ask,
in, willing to be giving, but then they want to give like more than me.
right. Let me ask you this though. If you don't mind, how long ago was that relationship, or like when did it end?
That was about 10 years ago. That was about 10 years ago,
Okay.
and
All right. So
it
that
lasted
actually
it
makes,
lasted a
no matter
couple of
what,
years actually. hmm But that's the one where
I'm,
I had mentioned in the chat that his mother was extremely jealous. That was a really. I feel like when you're in a relationship, you have to be. You're going to be in a relationship with the extended family, and at some point you have to make a decision to cut it off if extended family is giving you a very hard time. So for me, it was bittersweet
here's the thing
actually.
though.
hmm
Right, but here's the thing. One, I'm happy that you had that experience, but 10 years ago, and this is nothing against you, but we talking about, and I'm talking about now with a lot of women and trying to do that. Y'all remember, we knew some good people back pre-COVID, early in 2019, and they're not the same people anymore here in 2023, right?
Mhm.
So those
Oh,
type
right,
of
right. But see,
relationships,
I can't tell you how people are post COVID. I mean, that was
right,
a
right,
long
right.
time
But I'm
ago.
just saying, trying to find something like that is hard. Now, here's another thing that you
Oh,
got to think. Was his father in his life?
his father was in his life. His
Was he in
father
the
and mother
same
were not
household?
together. They weren't married, but he had a very good relationship with his father.
But he was with the mother. He was with the mother, right?
Yes,
Living.
yes,
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
that was going to end
Taking
up being,
care of his mother, and
that
I
was
mean,
going to
she
end up,
definitely capitalized on that. What was that now?
that was probably going to end up being a disaster for you. I know you don't see
Absolutely.
it.
That's why I had to get out of it. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it would have been a disaster.
Because he was programmed by his mother, but showing you a different side of him until.
hmm
And trust and believe, he wasn't there just dealing with his mother in some type of chill way, for no reason. His mother was programming him, and then what you may have been going through was a manipulation, but he hadn't started manipulating you yet.
Yes. Well, see, there was another component there that I didn't mention. He had an older brother by
Mhm.
about 7 years who was, I think, it was autistic. Autistic. I think
Autistic.
Mhm.
Sweet
Huh?
Mama G might be
Yeah.
able to.
Autistic.
Is that what that is?
Mhm.
Is autistic older
Mhm.
brother. So he was not functional like for his age. He was 7 years older than he was, and he was like more like a child in his functionality. And he had a
Mhm.
lot of ailments and things. So all of them had that dynamic, and he was quote unquote taking care of both of them, his mother and his brother. So like a son husband, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
that,
so anybody coming into that would probably have the same resistance.
yeah. So that's the thing about
So you're
that.
right, a disaster. It's
And
kind of
I would,
sad because he made a great he would made a great companion, but he had that component of still being tied, to the mother and brother as if he was the husband and father to his mother and his brother, even though
Mhm.
his father was in his life.
right. Well, I mean, that, like I said, it was good while it was good, but you got out of it, and it may have been growing into something else. Now
It
we're
was
gonna catch up on a couple of these comments, which is, we have Bella Mirage said older men are cheap. Oops. Then you have what's considered young and older. That's coming from DJ XL. And then we have my nephew. What's up, nephew? I love you. Once again, thank you for coming through. He says, now I would like to hear what the Bard things about dating younger
he
men.
probably means bad things.
Yeah, the bad things about dating younger men, because I don't recall any of these women marrying older women. I don't recall any of these women marrying older women or older men. Offense just like that to hear. If you can clear that up, nephew, so we can the end part.
He did. He did. Look
Okay.
at the next comment.
Okay, he says sorry.
Young men
Uh,
marry older women.
young men marrying older women. Sorry, spell check. So I'm gonna tell you something. Usually, and it depends on the space in between the age. A lot of times they don't work. I'm gonna tell you why. Because as the woman gets older, and if it's a gap, sometimes, and this happens with the men too, they could become looking disgusting to the mate. I've seen it. I heard it so many times. From the way they come to bed, and just certain things they do, it becomes a turnoff. And I'm gonna tell you, I was going if had I not been here, I would have had the pictures up to show y'all. Everybody who I said, Erykah Badu, Keisha Cole, I can't remember that other actress. Even look at Cher, look at Madonna, look at all of them. Now those guys are still there, and rightfully so. Hell, it ain't about the money for me, but Cher, if he marries Cher and Cher passed away, he gonna be $300 million rich. But it's not about the money or whatever. But I get it. But when you look at Keisha Cole, that young man left her. You look at Erykah Badu, the young man left her. We can go all the way down the list, and all of them left them women and went to females their age. So you got to look at the times as a flame. Go ahead.
I was going to say, DJ Concrete, I absolutely agree with you. But at the same time, there are always exceptions to every rule. So there are a few exceptions out there that work out, but there's very, very few and far between. So you're right. I agree with that. I mean, to the extent that for me, it was a great experience up until, it didn't end in marriage. And so again, I'm adding to your statistics that you're giving, but I have to, I guess, believe that counter to that, there are probably, a couple of exceptions to the rule out there.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying all of them don't work, but most of them don't work, and some do work.
Right.
But it's more that don't work than more that do work. So, and my nephew said facts. Then you have XL said, I'm just waiting for Jill Scott to want a younger man. But you know what? Jill Scott is a whiner. She even sings and she whines too much, and she acts, she whines too much.
Then she
So
should
I
get with
guarantee at some point, at some
she
point
should get with
she's
Keith
really a
Sweat.
whiner.
He's a whiner too.
Yeah. So, and then we have Bella Mirage said, I'm running down Park Heights, y'all, to the Blue Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's my sister's 49th birthday.
Yes.
Bless.
Another birthday.
Yes.
Yeah,
happy birthday. And I love
March.
the Blue
Happy
Caribbean.
birthday.
Yes. I love the Blue
So-
Caribbean.
And look at you. Wish you was over there right now.
I
So-
surely do.
And then XL said she can whine all she want.
But she's one, if XL do his research, she don't keep a man.
Right. So now let's go to this while we here. Now why would older men want a younger woman?
Caretakers.
See, you hate.
Oh,
You
caretaker.
said something
I agree
already.
with I agree with Sweet Mama G. Definitely a caretaker. Definitely somebody who's going to be there as they get much older and can't do for themselves.
Well,
And for the status too,
Mhm.
especially if she's beautiful.
but let's think about
Looks
that.
good, out there in public to have a gorgeous younger wife on
Mhm.
your arm.
But let's think about
The bad part about that is in the public it looks one way, but behind closed doors
Control.
it's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
Control.
Okay. All right. Check
whole
this
nother-
out. Check this out. Now that we got on this, before I even started, we had so much to say. We had so much to say already. When I was
You
talking
talking about
about
the
those
comments?
older women, no. When I was talking about the older women with the younger men, everybody was quiet. But now I'm getting on the older men with the younger women. I ain't even start, and we getting whipped up. We're gonna need some Epsom salt before we get. So anyway, The older men, why would an older man want a younger woman? One, she could help bring out a sense of youth in his personality.
Same thing for the older woman, younger man.
See, look at you.
Mhm.
In defense with the baseball bat. I did not say nothing. Even the guys in the comment didn't really say nothing. When
Ain't nobody saying nothing but Excel. We ain't listening.
Anyway,
Wait for Jill Sky. I'm gonna call her up tonight.
so she could help bring out his sense of youth and his personality. Right? That's one. Now, she could be more accepting to being submissive than an older woman.
We said control, be control. Yeah, submissive.
Why does it
Control.
have to be control? Why does it have to be control?
Because that's what it is.
Why didn't even the word control pop up when I was talking about men, older women and younger men? I ain't saying about control.
Because she not necessary, but older men. Like I said, I know every one of the individuals I know who women who are younger than their husbands. It's a control factor. You can't even go out with them farting, and you gotta let them know where you're going, where you at, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're doing, what tank come back, because they need their depends changed. They just gonna know if they're gonna be out there screwing another man.
Mhm.
I done had the verification. Oh, I'm going out with Sweet Mom. I'm like, don't put me in that crap.
You know
what? You gotta verify where you going. You supposed to be with us. Don't put me in there because I might be anywhere. No.
I'm trying to get us sponsored, Sweet Mama G, by this drink called Hater Energy. And I think that you will be the best representation.
Why am I a hater? Why am I a hater?
Hater Energy.
I know. I'm just giving an example. I'm not hateration, holleration. Listen, if that's that thing, baby, more power to them.
Anyway, I'm only on number 2, and you done gave me, whew.
Yeah, Creekology. Go ahead.
So then number 3, she could be more cooperative in most cases.
Yeah, because he probably giving that, he taking care of her.
I hope y'all fellas is listening to this. Matter of fact, hold on. No. Hold on, XL. Hold on.
Don't bring him on here with shenanigans.
Nah. I'm bringing my brother right on here.
Bring him. Bring it. Miss J, you still there?
Who, me?
Still here.
Thank you, Miss J. Thank you so much.
Look.
You're welcome.
Sweet Mama trying to build up an arsenal.
He trying to raise my blood pressure. He knew I was tired. He trying to raise my blood pressure.
All right, hold on now. Let me I hope I got this link right here. Hold on. Oh, and I don't. Hold on one second. Send.
But what did I say wrong, Miss J? Was I wrong in what I said?
What was that question, Sweet Mama G?
I said, was I wrong in what I said about the control and the monies? Because if he older, he's 60, he got his retirement probably. He got his little Corvette. She gonna ride and let a little wig blow off. You know, he got something established.
Well, I tell you.
Yes, if he's established, the only thing that's usually missing in his repertoire is a cute young thing that he can kind of show off. But unfortunately, the older men, with all the status, the money, if that's what they have, the car and the home,
right,
that gives them status enough to feel like they can have control. So they're going to question the younger woman. Their insecurities kick in, and then they determine that she's going out. Well, she's probably going to see somebody. So they're questioning her, and they make life successful for her behind closed doors.
Yeah, he gonna take them little pills and all that good stuff. Yes, indeed.
I'm just letting y'all know.
I rarely see an older man in a Corvette with an older woman that age group. They're typically young, because she's gonna get all her stuff established and paid for. I'd be right there too if I could tolerate it. Then what I'm looking for.
It's funny, Sweet Mama G, that you mentioned a older man with a Corvette, because when I was much younger, I did not know that my dad. I was in high school, I believe. And my dad's really good friend, who was probably about 16 years younger than my dad, but way too old for me, asked my dad about me. And my dad said, "I'll kill you." And he told me about it years and years later. And I thought to myself, wow. So now he is retired, an older man in his late 60s, and drives a Corvette.
A whole bunch of them did.
And I'm thinking, if my dad would have said yes, would that have been me?
I had somebody close to the family had a Corvette, and I seen him with the young woman. I'm like, I ought to snitch, but I don't mind my business. But
Right.
typically that's the car. They got the little car club and everything. But that's even like in traveling. Like if you go down south to like Florida and those areas where they have a lot of those cars, you'll see an old man wrinkled up by the sun. And then he got this younger woman. She might be maybe 30, 40-ish. He might be sick. You can't really tell with some folk because of sun damage and things of that nature. And some people just had hard lives. They partied like a rock star when they're younger. They looking for a caretaker because I gave the story, I don't know, it was last show or show before, where a nurse on Instagram said it's so sad how many men she see having surgery. They have strokes, they have heart attacks, and they have nobody to take care of them at home. So they go to rehab centers because they said they were so busy making their money, they didn't invest in a life partner, to assist them. So they would have to be rehabbed.
Hey, Cuzzy.
What's up?
Hold on.
And it's,
Hold on. Okay, Google, show me photos of Hater.
Is it?
Dang!
You did that on purpose. Well, let me say who.
I just Googled it. Because you in here hating like a mug.
Who am I hating on? I'm talking about the old folk. I ain't jealous of none of them old people. I like the young meat, honey. I like the young men's. Whatever. You just want to show my pretty photo shoot picture. Go on somewhere.
So anyway, I was just giving you some hate time because you was cutting up.
I wasn't. I was having a conversation. What's wrong with that?
I only got to part 3.
All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna keep my shades on, but I'm gonna shut up.
Thank you. Because you was just cutting up a little bit too much.
That's them older men, y'all. That's them older men.
Anyway, hold on. Let me get back to this because you done made me
nothing.
Hold on. You done made me. I don't even know what's going on. And hold up 1 second. All right. Hopefully this is it. All right. So I don't even know if XL made it on because you. Hold on. XL, can you hear us?
Hello.
What's going on, bro? You hear all this hate?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I hear it. Because when it was the older woman with the younger man, it was so much nurturing and he was so nice to me. As soon as it was like a younger woman, older man, caregiver. Like he got her just for the eye candy. The women get her from the eye candy too.
Right. I ain't even get it.
Do that. They do it for status.
Right. I ain't even get it out, XL, and it was getting mauled. It was getting mauled. So while you on here, I know you got my back. Now hold on. We went from number 1 that she could bring out a sense of youth in the older man, right? Then number 2, she could be more accepting of being submissive than older women. Number 3, she could be more cooperative in most cases. Number 4, 9 times out of 10, better sex. It's feisty meets experience.
Wait, did you say cooperative and submissive were two of the individual categories there?
Yes, because we rubbed it in.
And submissive.
Yes, because we
rubbed it in. As an older woman, I was very cooperative and submissive with the younger guy. Because you have to remember it's reciprocal. They're giving, and quite naturally, when they're giving, we want to give back. So no shade there. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Now, is that really going to be the case when the man is older and the woman is younger? He's going to get all the cooperation and submission, or he's going to at least request it or require it. But what is he doing on his end? Because it goes both ways. It has to still be a reciprocal relationship and a balanced relationship. It's not going to work no matter how old everybody is.
Well, because the fact of the matter is, the man is going to be less needy. Meaning,
I'm sorry, what was that, DJ XL? What did you say?
Oh, my bad. what it boils down to is that the man is going to be less. He's going to be lower maintenance. I'll say that
Ooh.
much.
An older
The
man?
older man is going to.
The older man?
man's going to be lower.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yes, it's going to be lower maintenance because,
No.
like you said, he's already established himself. He's working. He got everything he needs. He's retired. He got his money. How much attention does he need?
He wants you to be there.
How many flowers?
He's still a
How
man.
many flowers
He
do?
still needs an
How-
The
attention.
same thing. Mm-mm.
No. Y'all, you when
I
they
mean,
was
he
talking
still,
like
he
brought
still needs
flowers
attention. He
and
needs to be rubbed and touched and loved on and sexed up
I
and
mean,
all those things, right? I
but,
mean,
but a
right?
lot of
All
times
men
when
need that, whether you're young or old.
but a lot of men, it's
Mhm.
like we want
Mhm.
that time, but it's not necessarily a thing where it needs to happen all day long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
That is the
when it comes to an older woman or to when it comes to women, a lot of them they want continuous attention, continuous affection,
That's a very
continuous
good point, and I
reassurance.
absolutely agree with you. Mm-hmm.
And see,
That
here's
that
the
is
other
You know what I
very,
mean?
very true. Unless a woman
No,
is
no
super on her
shade.
grind and really, really busy. No, I don't say shade at all. I mean, unless
No,
I'm
I'm not
watching
talking
the
about you.
video.
I'm not talking about
But,
you.
Yeah,
but,
Because I mean,
but yeah,
I know that type of
mhm,
time.
I'm with you there, DJ XL. I
a
completely
man
100%
100%.
agree.
We can go
100%.
all
Yeah,
day
I really
long.
do.
We can go all day long, not hear from our lady,
Not and be okay with it, and
and
then
be
the
okay
other way
until we see her.
around.
Exactly.
Right.
You ain't had
Mhm.
time to text. It only takes 2 seconds to pick up a phone and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Like I was thinking about you, but I've been busy. It's a lack of attention. Now that's why they
Yeah.
always say women are like cats, men are like dogs.
Absolutely.
Women they need to constantly be stroked. They need to constantly be petted. They need to be reassured. They need to be shown all this love and affection. Men know we got it, and we're going to show it, but we don't need to chase it every day, all day.
That's
Right.
okay. So you make an excellent point about we don't need to chase it every day. So you know what you're dealing with? You're dealing with the mindset of women that believe they need to continuously be chased. If they didn't believe that, you'd have a better
Exactly.
balance. But
Exactly.
I don't really understand where that comes from, other than, and I heard something on a podcast recently that for the Christians and the biblical people, that piece that says, "He who findeth a wife finds a good thing," that's actually taken out of context. To your point, DJ, that man doesn't have to keep chasing down a woman, but women have been conditioned to believe that they do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And too many women are so worried about they want the chase. They want you to show me that you can. Show me you should be taking me out. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Well, why are you not doing that for me?
But see, you know where a lot
Exactly.
of that come
Yeah.
from? You know where a lot of that come from?
What?
Yeah.
Where?
A lot of the R&B songs, like I said, the videos,
The church. They
church,
misinterpret a lot of things and
movies,
have women thinking. That's why the
social
church is so
media.
full of women. They're all waiting for that man to show up and chase her down.
Yeah, and plus
Mhm.
the pastor is actually talking to mostly women these days because that's who's mostly in the church now. So, but it's a lot that a lot of women, they on that tip. But I'm gonna read this comment here. Well, not just one, but now we had Baylon that said he gonna offend me tonight. This age thing goes both ways. Yes, it does. I mean, and us as men, we're not ashamed to take our blows, if you want to call it or whatever. We'll be accountable for the situation. And then also, DJ XL said, "Come on, y'all. Got the pins thong." What was that, XL?
No. She said something about the old man with the young girl to come change their depends. I said, look,
Oh.
y'all got depend thongs now.
Right.
You see all the commercials about bladder leak and all that type of stuff. That's not from 20-year-olds.
Right.
And there's a
And see,
bunch of them.
and see, so
Make
my
sure you
thing
got me
is,
some. Send me
I got you. I'll get you some leopard skins.
All right.
yeah. So now remember, I off at number 4. 9 times out of 10, better sex, and it's the younger girls usually feisty, and then we have the older man with experience, and that brings together a great oatmeal mix. Then you have number 5, and he will and she will adapt and grow. See, when you talking about being controlling, no, that's her being matured. She's being matured, and she's going to adapt and grow to that man's law.
And when he dies, she gonna be the mature one and take his money for that younger man.
At that point, You know, I hate when people always say this, but you can't take it with you when you
You
die.
got that
Who
right.
cares? Who cares?
Can you
Who
leave me that
cares?
$2, Creek?
Huh?
Can you leave me that $2?
Yeah, you actually, I was trying to send it to you. Now, is this Sweet Mama G? I
We'll
got this.
talk later. We ain't gonna talk
Yeah,
business on the camera.
yeah. So then listen, right? So another thing is, um, we're gonna look at the reason why a lot of younger men wanting older. A lot of men are drawn to older women, and it's not abnormal or weird. It's not. We do know that there are a lot of older women who are attracted to younger men. All of y'all. It can be a truly good dynamic where both partners can bring their unique strengths to a relationship, making it robust and wholesome. Okay? Do we hear Sweet Mama getting all in the business
I'm
this
just in for
time?
the wholesome part. Wholesome. Okay, go ahead. I
So
tell
now,
them.
do you agree with that, Sweet Mama? Then, do you agree with that, Miss J?
I agree with that.
Okay. See how easy that was, XL? You see how they flowers in the pot?
Well, it
You know what
doesn't
I'm saying?
negate what we like, though, DJ XL. You have to, if a younger man does that because he feels like this is what she likes, this is what she wants, I mean, we're not going to turn it down.
See, but the thing about that is, though, is like I said, I was asking earlier, what determines younger and older? Because I could be,
Oh,
I'm
in my
42,
case, it was 12 years age difference. It was in
right?
the
But
12
like I'm
year age
saying, like,
difference. So we're talking a whole decade, more than a decade, like generationally different. Like I grew up on
mhm.
some things that, he wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
talking,
I
I'm
tell a
12
lot of
years
people,
old.
like, I really can't. If you didn't have a VHS, most of the time, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, you don't know what it is to
There
have,
you go.
go through what we went through
Well,
with a
you're making a
VHS.
good point.
Right.
You have to kind of have a
But
standard, and for me, that was the first experience. So, and I didn't
yeah,
have a particular standard. It's just that, he was mature and I was, it was just a really good, I don't know, it was just a really good connection, which I had never experienced before. But I will
yeah,
tell
but
you
like I
this.
said, it goes back to what I was saying about Malcolm X, stating that a man should date a woman half his age plus 7. That would be 28 28 for me, or
I could
29,
see why he would say that. I could see why he would say
because
that
we
because
go off of
if you're
procreation,
talking
So,
that,
Miss J,
you
virality.
took the words out of my mouth,
let me
DJ
ask you
XL.
this.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Let me ask you
That
this,
it
Miss
had
J.
everything to do with procreation, and the mere fact that that can be a big factor too. That you can start off having a great relationship with someone, but if you're 47 or you know 40, beyond childbearing age, and they're wanting kids and they don't have any, that can be a factor too. And I
Hmm.
know
All
for
right, Miss
me that
J,
was definitely a factor because I was like,
Miss J,
yeah, my parts work, but I'm not trying to have children at the point that I could be a grandmother.
Miss J, Miss J.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I mean, that's definitely a wonderful. I mean, it sounds very good. Where do you think? And I know you can't tell the future. Where do you think that relationship will be today? That was you say how long ago? That was 10 years ago.
That was 10 years ago. So,
Where do you
what was
think
the question?
if you
Where do
had
I
to take
think
a
that
long shot?
relationship would be today?
Yes.
Um, what were the factors, though? You're saying if what? If
No,
we
I'm
didn't
just
work
saying
out?
from what you experienced, where do you think that relationship would be today?
Um, I'm still trying to figure out what based on what.
Based on anything, that whole relationship in general, you knew the guy and everything, and it was great. But where do you think it'll be today? How would he be
It would
today?
be today. I was 30, sorry, 40 something. I'm 50 something now, so it was 10 years ago, 40 something.
So now he's in his 40s.
If we do the math, yeah, now he's in his 40s. In fact, he turned, I think
He probably like
before
around
that
42.
relationship ended, he turned it like, yeah, he turned 39 or 40. So I would say, what, 40 something, 10 years. Yeah, 45 maybe at this point.
All right.
I don't really know where that would be right at this point. It ended good, I guess. He went his way, and I'm
gonna tell you
hoping
like
that he
this.
married someone and had kids because that was something he really wanted.
No, I'm saying at this point, it would be between you and him, because I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times, it could be y'all could be very well married and happy, everything, but then it's so much stuff out here, so much enticement on television, social
Enticement.
media, and everything that it will,
But that
and
same
who knows?
enticement was there, and the same social media and same television was there, the entire time. So I don't know what would be different or what would change. People have to be
The
mature
difference,
enough to, or
the
committed
difference
enough in
is,
their relationship not to, go outside of their relationship.
right, the difference will be right now that usually, I mean, in our dreams, the longer you with a person, the more you fall in love with them. But when you take a situation like that,
Mhm.
a lot of times people grow apart because it's so many different opportunities for men, so many different opportunities for women, so many different enticements. We can ask my
All
cousin
of
Three
those
Mama G
factors are
right there.
true and real, but I guess in any situation, if there's a partnership that's formed of some sort, because I know of instances where, in a case where one is younger and one is more established, one could help the other person in the relationship get established and they can kind of move on together. Like I said, there are exceptions to the rule. I agree with you that it's not the norm, and more than likely, it wouldn't be successful because of some of the things that you mentioned. But at
Mm.
the same time, there's still that potential for success if the two, especially with the vibe. The vibe is good from the beginning, and year 2, 3 years down the road, it's continuously going in that direction. But in this case, you know what? I can't answer that. It wouldn't have lasted because he wanted kids.
You say
He wanted
it wouldn't
biological
have
kids.
lasted.
There
You
you
said it
go.
wouldn't have lasted.
It would not have. No, no, sir.
Yeah,
It would not.
and that's where I was getting at. That's one. I remember
Oh,
you
okay,
said that he
okay.
wanted kids.
Yeah, I had to try to.
It wasn't going to happen there. And then, well, I don't
There
want to say
you
it
go.
wasn't going to happen, but that right there. And then the fact that you having to deal with his mother, she would have been drilling his head. Trust me, I experienced that. I experienced
Oh,
where a parent programming their kid, and it works after a while,
right,
especially
right. And you
from
know
those.
something? And I actually took some time to, concrete. I took some time to think about that. I, being older, thought about his brother who had been diagnosed with throat cancer
Mhm.
toward the end of the relationship. But I thought about how he was not going to ever leave his brother's side because he was, the caregiver for him and his mom, and how that would look in terms of, me being a homeowner and being able to have all of them. Like, because I do believe very much in when you get married that you are a part of the entire family, that it's not just you and the guy, or you and the woman. And so I myself, being older and mature, I saw a bigger picture if it would have, gone that far, but it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to say it, and it's not on your behalf, but on his behalf, things would have changed. It would have changed with his mother in his head. Then, like you said, he has this emotional bond with his brother. I mean,
Hmm.
that was a lot actually. And then the mother and father not being together, that is a lot, believe it or not. But you
Right,
know,
not raised in the same household as his father.
yeah.
So, and I could see where that could, be a source of anger and, how that could potentially play out later on and, and then anger toward me because I'm not giving you kids and so on and so forth. Because
Oh yeah,
people
it
can
would
make
be
the
pretty
mistake
bad.
of assuming, oh, well, you know what, I'm going to marry her and, she's, 42, 43, so surely she'll be able to, pop out a kid or two for me. And that's massive stress. And I remember that those discussions that led to the breakup, honestly, it was massive stress, like major stress put upon me. And I'm thinking, I don't need this stress. I've got kids. I'm good, and I realized that, you need to move on and you need to, marry someone younger and
Yeah.
look at those kids.
But that comes back to conversations we had on here before.
Now,
Yes,
See,
here's the
yes,
that
thing.
yes.
conversation
Because
we had
in
here
the
before,
beginning,
it spoke on that because it was
well,
a thing
yeah,
where
definitely.
you got to understand, like when you meet somebody, you got to,
Mhm.
if you're not going to show your whole hand, at least show them your trump cards. Like, look, I met you. If we're going to build anything, my key thing is I want kids. If you say, well, yeah, I don't want any more kids, all right, cool. We can be physical, but it's not going to be nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? But it also comes back
Right,
to one of the Cretisms of being an alpha male is that you let your mother into your relationship, your father into your relationship. It's you as a man to step up and say, hey, listen, I'm happy with her. She makes me happy. I make her happy. Can you give me a good reason why you don't like her? If you don't have a good reason for you not to like her, you're gonna have to learn to get to know her and love her the same way I do.
Right, true.
And that's what you stand
now
on. You stand
that's
on
very
that.
well said, DJ XL. That's very well said and very, very ideal. But I was realistic. I realized that he was there. That was his dynamic, and to bring somebody else into it, I could see from the point of view from the mother, especially only being a 12-year difference between us, that there was that threat of no, the situation is working good, and we really don't need anything extra here. And he
See,
wasn't
but
going
that
to
goes
read
back
that,
to
and
what
I
I
would,
said. He's
and
supposed
I
to
wouldn't
step
have
up and say
expected him.
something. Yeah, because if he knows
Supposed
you're not
to,
trying to
but
have kids,
in my level of maturity is, you know what? I'm open to the idea, but that's not solid enough, right? And then number two, the fact that when I looked at the dynamic and what it was, there was no room really for anyone. I was just one of those people that there was no room for, because
Mhm.
he had girlfriends before that, and never did he, step away and create a new life with somebody. So I didn't think that was going to happen even then. And I was, more mature in the situation and said, no, you maintain your dynamic and whatever happens beyond that, good luck, you know.
but it
But
could have.
again, like you said, it helps the communication. What was that?
But
It,
what?
it, it could have, but like I said, if he stepped up and was being a dominant, if he's being the dominant male in his family dynamic, he knows
Mm-hmm.
how to be the dominant man in any dynamic because he can
That's
easily
true.
balance both. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really about the person. So it's like even
There
if
you
it came down
go.
to a
That's a
point
good
where you
point.
felt as though his mom's was like, "There's no more room for anybody in the end." Well, it is room for people in the end, and I'm going to show you because what I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain my relationship. If you were open to having kids and he was really at that level where he could show you that he was the man that he wants to be, he will have time to show you, "Hey, look, babe, I'm going over here with mom's and my brother to go check with him. I'll be home at 8. All right, I'll see you when I get home." Mom's,
Okay,
you
so we
got to
can't
instinct
throw him
with the,
completely under the bus because you're so on point. We can't throw him completely under the bus. There was a component that I had left out. Open to having kids, but not willing to have kids before marriage. He wanted
okay.
kids beforehand for a guarantee, and that's where we had a crossroads. And I said no,
Hmm.
because you know what I'm saying. Like I had my standards. He had his. They weren't the same.
Yeah, so that should
I
have
forgot to
ended
tell you about
early
that part.
on. Because
What
the
was that,
longer you
DJ?
drug it out, I said that's when it should have been a point where when y'all had that dynamic in the beginning, you talked about that. It should have
Mm-hmm.
been like, okay, we're going to
No,
have this
no,
trial
no, no,
period.
no, no, no. At first, it was like, "Are you open to kids? Are you open to kids?" You're dating someone and you're just kind of going along, and then it's like,
Mhm.
okay, boom, you need to do that before, like you need to give me a kid now. I can't do that, and
Mhm.
that's when it was like,
Now we're gonna touch on this right here, and this is gonna be our last part on this, right? Now
okay,
we were talking about the older women dating younger men, older men dating younger women, and we're gonna get this to y'all. We're gonna get this last one to y'all. What younger men like about older women? What they like about dating y'all? Older women have a lot to teach younger men. Yeah.
What's the
Oh, you
example?
asking?
I mean,
No, no, no.
we
No.
waiting for the
I'm just
example.
telling y'all. I'm telling
Oh,
y'all.
okay. We was
And
waiting for the
Oh,
example.
right there. That was like number one. Right there.
Mhm.
They're looking for a teacher, a mama. Then they say number two. older women are worldlier than are worldlier than the other women. Then number 4, they are more independent. Does that sound right, Sweet Mama G?
That sounds right.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Miss
I
J.
can't say that 100%.
Okay.
Because
And
all I know
number 5,
is one of the
go
number
ahead.
one reasons why I like older women is because you got to deal with less BS.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So XL. Guess what number 5 was?
What was
Way
that?
less drama.
Less
Facts.
drama.
That's the biggest point. That's the
So
biggest one.
you have to jump on board there, DJ XL.
Yeah,
Now,
that should have been number
Less
one.
drama.
right. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing about that. Here's the thing. First of all, the woman has to be mature and have her stuff together to deal with a younger man, because he's going to be most likely he's going to be a son husband. You're going to be taking care of him more than anything. Of course, he's going to go and do all this little stuff and floss in between your toes and all this little sweet stuff y'all like. Of course. But y'all just inherited another bouncing baby, grown baby boy for the most part. If y'all see that investment as a good investment, y'all go right ahead. And this is nothing against the young guys, it's not. But I remember when I was younger. I do. And I mean, I'm gonna be straight up. Like I just wasn't all that mature. I had a lot of work to do. So, but for me, yes, the drama, a lot less drama. It's just, I mean, like XL said, that's number 1. That's number 1. So, but if y'all looking forward to, just have y'all checkbooks out, start shopping back at Toys R Us, and start, going to get lower. They got those adult Happy Meals out now. Are they still out there at McDonald's? Y'all can go start getting those, because that's what it's going to be. Y'all going to be taking care of this little fella.
But again, y'all keep saying young, but nobody's establishing what younger. Like, all right, like I said, if I'm 42 and I meet a woman who's 52, and me and her cool, and we kicking and we getting along together, and we start dating, am I considered a young man, or am I just a younger man? You know what I'm saying? And it goes both ways.
Right. Now, say for instance, like 42, if you 42, but you messing with a girl 23, that's like, to me, that's way too young. And I'm not saying you are, or that's what you're looking for. I was just giving you a number because you was like,
right.
what's considered young?
Right.
Then now we got, again, the Erykah Badu's. I guess Erykah Badu, 50, 51, 52, but she was messing with a guy 24 or 20, whatever. Keisha Cole, 24, 23. What are you going to
But you look at them women have a track record. So like with them having a track record, you look at the Erykah Badu, she dealt with a lot of people, a lot of different artists.
Yes.
And every one of them had to get the hell out of there, and they all changed after they dealt with her.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not necessarily a thing about the age bracket with certain people. It's about their level of growth. So like with their level of growth, is it strong enough for them to be able to maintain something? Now, you do have people who have relationships that could be people are younger than them, could be older than them. And they felt that they figured out a dynamic on how to make it work, and they're sticking together. You know what I'm saying? Like my parents have been together about 50 years. My father's older than my mother, but they're still together, and they've always been together. So that's a dynamic I've always known of a mother and a father.
Right.
I'm not the guy who go around looking for my next lady to be my mother. I don't need that. Right. I know what you need is that yin to my yang. I need somebody who's going to build with me and not be trying to coddle me. If you want to treat me like a mother, as soon as you hear me complaining, stick a titty in my mouth. That's what you need to do. That's the closest thing I need to a mother. You know what I mean? Other than that, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? my closest thing is like when you talk about older and younger, like I could date somebody that's 35. You
Right.
don't have the same life experiences that I have, but you're younger than me. But you might be in the same on the right track to be somebody that I may say, hey, you know what? We want to make this official. We want to build on something. We're going to make a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not the age part; it's the maturity level.
Right. That right. But here's the other thing again. Now, sometimes the age does matter. You 42, she's 20. She's mature though. You
No, I
don't think
can't take
that's a
out the
little,
drink.
huh?
I can't take it nowhere.
That's what. So the age does matter. The age does matter.
You know,
So,
That's why I
like
mean
is
age
her daddy?
matters, but
Is that your daddy?
but see, you know something else? Here's the funny thing. It's worse, believe it or not, for women. Because remember, women mature faster than we do. So when they going backwards and way backwards, it looks worse on them, to be honest with you. I
I mean,
mean,
it
am
looks
I
bad
Oh,
wrong,
on
okay.
both
Miss
So you,
ends.
and Miss J?
DJ Concrete, you made a very good point earlier on when you talked about the maturity level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you know, I thought about something. You
Mm-hmm.
talked about people of today, like post pandemic, and I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
about my son and his age. He's 31,
Mm-hmm.
and all the women that he's ever dated since high school have always been, 3, 4, 5, or 6 years older.
Mm-hmm.
But their maturity level, not there. The
Right.
the 30 the 30-something-year-old of today is not the 30-something-year-old in my day.
Right.
And these young ladies are immature beyond measure. And when I have conversations with my son about the relationship dynamic, it's not good. I try to establish if he wants me to. Most of the time, he wants me to meet whomever he's dating, and I'll establish a connection with the young lady. And 99.9% of the time, she's calling me to complain about something with him, and I'm like, the truth of the matter is, he's not at a place yet of the level of maturity that you would expect it to be, but he also doesn't need a mom. And so I find myself telling young woman after young woman, my son doesn't need a mom. I'm his mom.
Right.
Not that I'm mothering him or anything, but I watch the things that they do that are mothering type things, and it baffles me because if I was a young lady, I'm sorry, a young man, I wouldn't want a woman doing that to me, and I won't do that to a man. Mother him or say things to him that he should have learned when he was younger. But a lot of young ladies today, they have it mixed up. They believe in the relationship with the guy that they have to give more of a mother dynamic, and it
Well,
doesn't work.
you got to remember too, unfortunately, again, and I'm not always blaming R&B music, but R&B music has a very, very, very big part in that. Now, let's go and look at who they have as not role models, but models as women. You got Glorilla.
It ain't R&B.
No, that's not R&B. That's what I'm saying. I'm not picking all on R&B. You got Glorilla. You got what's that girl? Nicki. Not Nicki Minaj. What's the
All
other?
Nicki
Megan
Minaj,
Thee
Cardi B,
Stallion. Yeah, all of
all
them.
of them.
So if you
City
think about
Girls.
exactly, so if you look at them and then imagine having a daughter and they looking at them. You understand what I'm saying? Like you don't want
That
them to
makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, we had Gladys Knight, and
exactly
we had Chaka Khan, and if you want to talk R&B, you
right.
know,
And the
um,
R&B was different. It was
Dionne
different.
Warwick, and that group,
That
Patti
stuff.
LaBelle.
Yes, and look, those were women. I mean, if they wasn't women on the stage or whatever, we don't know. But because when we saw them, they were women.
They were classy.
And
They
not
had
only that,
classy
their
looks to
voices.
them.
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Sweet Mama G?
I said they had classic looks. They didn't want out here with the hot pants and the skirts and twerking and talking about all sorts of stuff that go on
I mean,
now.
they kind of was. They kind of was.
well,
What are you
it was
Yeah, they
talking
kind
nothing.
of
about?
was.
Betty Wright and
Chaka Khan
Millie?
showed midriff, but you know what
I
they
mean,
weren't
they had the
doing?
hot
They weren't doing
pants.
like if you look at Beyonce and her, and her show, a show that she gives, and then say back in the day, maybe like a Patti LaBelle show.
Mhm.
Mature, big difference. And so
Right,
I'm looking at Patti LaBelle, and she's got the voice of an angel, and she's got the classy outfits and the neat hair and the stilettos made of diamonds. And but I look at Beyonce and I see mostly skin and looks like almost manufactured body, which is basically what everybody is. Young girls want bodies like that. They're going and getting surgeries. Men are,
Right.
you know, foaming at the mouth when they see her. It's just different. So I could see the level of maturity not being there like it was when we were their
Yeah,
age.
it's crazy. It's crazy when it comes to that with all the body alterations and all that stuff. That's just crazy. But right here, we got Big Sis said that say Bird, some of Excel's comments have moved into the barbershop. If you can tell us what that mean, Big Sis, but yeah, it's I mean that's barbershop talk right there, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So all this is, but yeah, this like I wouldn't even put myself out there to deal with a woman with fake alterations. Maybe I know a lot of guys that would, but it's just not for me. I'd rather have that woman for who she is and how she looks.
Natural.
You know
Like,
what I'm
truth
That's
be
what I
told,
hear more of. I'd be curious to hear about the men on this panel about natural versus unnatural.
I
And
mean, truth be
what's
told,
acceptable.
I had a conversation like this about a week ago. And I was talking to a young lady, and she was like, she wasn't happy about a lot of things. And she said she looked in the mirror, she doesn't see beautiful and all that type of stuff. And I was like, you're chasing something that you don't realize is already there. And I
Mm-hmm.
was telling her, I was like, so basically, you want to go get your breast done. But what happens when you look in the mirror and you still don't seem happy? Then you go get something else done. Then
Ooh,
you're gonna go chase
you
that
get
again,
another
and you
surgery and
still
another
not
one.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you're constantly gonna be chasing something with somebody that you can meet, can look at your imperfections and look at them as perfections. I said, sometimes you gotta think back to that Maya Angelou poem and understand how you are a dynamic woman. And you can look at your imperfections and see something that somebody else sees. Or you gotta stop trying to see what somebody else sees and just know that somebody sees you as a beautiful woman. See, women
See,
out here chasing sexy and not chasing beauty. They go through all this makeup on their face, want to get all these alterations done. And when a dude sees you, he's thinking sex. He's not thinking, ooh, I would like to take her home to mother. I would like to get to know more about her. They thinking about what it's going to feel like being up in her. And then what happens when you get older and that BBL sag and them fake breasts start drooping and hanging real low, looking like a bag of a Ziploc bag full of water. Nothing is going to be right. And
but
then
you
you're
know
going to
what?
have to go get more surgeries. And
You
you
know
got to
what?
get more
Excel,
surgeries.
You know what, Excel?
my heart
Uh,
goes out to that person that you had the conversation with, because instantly, as soon as you started speaking, the very first thing I thought about was her image, her body image, which is a huge, and I'm sure Sweet Mama G could talk about body image, but body image is a huge factor for people these days. And it's
Mhm.
unfortunate because I grew up in an era where it wasn't about body image, it's about how you show up in your intellect. Your beauty comes from the inside, how you are
Mhm.
kind and how you treat others, and people see that. And you know what? When they see that and people make comments about that, it makes you want to just do better in areas. You can work out. You can, you know, nowadays, like my sister said, even men can wear these things underneath their shirt to kind of tuck things in a little bit if you just want to, have a certain aesthetic when you're out in public. But the reality is, it's the inside that matters more than anything. But people have to determine that for themselves. Outside
Mhm.
influence really aren't going to do that. So to me, it speaks deeper to what's going on in her, in her inner spirit, in her mind, about the way she feels in body image.
Mhm.
Now, Excel said something that was super very important in the way he put it. That's what a lot of women need to start hearing and stop. Don't think that he's trying to run game or a man talking to you like that. He's trying to run game. It's called encouragement. Learn how to accept encouragement about yourself. Because if you feel good about yourself and people encouraging you, maybe you won't go out there and get yourself sliced up and you can be who you are and you're gonna find a person that's for you, that's gonna accept you for you. You know what I'm saying? Like all this alterations and makeup and all that stuff. Makeup it was really designed uh really to impress like the gods, but then also it was also started being used for tools of sex to better themselves up to be enticing to the man. And that's what we're doing today. We just had
DJ Concrete makeup was for drama back in the Greek time.
It was created by the Egyptians.
It was for thespians. It was to be worn so that you can be that particular character. And it's evolved from that.
Right.
And because you do become something different when you've made up and you change into a different type of a costume and uniform.
Right.
That's true. And I find more men like you in your natural state anyway. When they see your pictures, although they may give the heart to some woman, let's say on Instagram, that's made up or whatever, they still most likely like you in your natural face, your natural look.
Absolutely. And shouts out to Dougie for just coming in. He said coming to the stage late, but I'm here and had a long day at work. We appreciate you being here, my brother. Although you did catch the tail end of the show because we're about to clip off here in about 3 minutes. I appreciate all you guys' comments every week. Y'all amazing. And once again, Miss J, thank you so much for our Cash App that you sent in. We really appreciate that. And
my pleasure. My pleasure. Keep doing the good thing, you guys.
Yes. So
appreciate you.
Changing lives, whether you realize it or not.
Yes. And next week, we don't forget we have the Brutally Honest Rap Show coming on Wednesday at 9 p.m. And then we will be back on here next Friday at 9:30 with a new topic. And we would love to have you and some family members and some friends come on and participate. So shout out to everybody. Once again, Miss J, shout out to Baylana. Shout out to Big Sis Leslie. Shout out to Dougie. Shout out to Raynard Bowles, which is AKA Peoples. Shout out to our brother DJ XL and DJ Trelly Trell. Shout out to my nephew D Stu. And shout out to Viv, aka Bella Mirage.
Yes,
and
did you do Simply 10?
Oh yeah, shout out to Simply 10 Art. Shout out to, we missing anybody else, cousin? See, we can only shout everybody out that's in the comments because that's who we see. But it's a lot more people that come through but don't.
Brother-in-law Tony. Tony.
Shout out to brother-in-law Tony. And man, I think we missing a couple people, but we'll get y'all next week for sure. And we thank y'all so much, and we out because I gotta finish up the rest of this stuff with this. Actually, I'm only gonna be out there for probably about 5 minutes, and then I'm ready to head back tomorrow. So we're out, and we appreciate y'all. And it was Conversations in Creek with Sweet Mama G and myself, DJ Concrete. And we'll see y'all. And if y'all can think of any topics, definitely shoot it our way, and we'll make a muck of it.
Yes. Make sure you go into, after the video drops, you go into the comments. You can leave your topics in the comments section. I did clean some of the comments up today, but we appreciate you. Make sure you always share the podcast, like, click, subscribe, hit that notification bell so when Street Tactic Radios and the Tactians come on, you all will know when our shows are airing. We definitely appreciate everything you say and all the support that you're doing with us. Thank you, everyone. See you Wednesday at 9 o'clock for the Brutally Honest Rap Show right here on Street Tactics Radio, 9 o'clock-ish with our DJs XL, Southside Doughboy, Charlie Brown, our executive producer, Mr. Crete and Cretology. We still paying for the PhD. And myself, Sweet Mama G. Our guest will be Brooklyn. Mama G. Yes, our guest will be Brooklyn Z. So we did get it booked, and I have our next one after that, but I ain't tell Crete who it is yet. So we are out. Thank you so much. Peace and love.
Nice talking to everybody.
Make
Good
sure
night.
y'all go onto our social media pages and like us. All you gotta do is type in our names. You'll see us.
Okay. All right. See y'all. We out.